AITA for doing a group Halloween costume with my stepdaughters that their mother doesn't approve of? I, 35F, am the stepmother to two lovely 10-year-old twin girls who I adore. I have been married to their father, 38M, for 5 years and we dated for 2 years before that. I consider myself very close to them and we always have fun whenever they stay with me and their father. They recently asked what kinds of movies I watched when I was their age, so it led to me digging out some old classics, most notably The Parent Trap. Of all the older movies I showed them, this one was their favorite. I think they got a kick out of seeing a movie about twins. They even delighted in the fact that in their opinion I look like Meredith Blake. It's the hair. I think no way am I as gorgeous as Elaine Hendricks. It has become an inside joke of us, with me often putting on her voice and acting the part while they fall into hysterical giggles. My husband has even gotten into it and playing the clueless Nick when we get into this playful spirit. The girls are staying with us for Halloween. They alternate who has them on holidays and whoever has them for Halloween is in charge of the costume. The girls asked if I would do a group costume with them. I was touched and told them of course, and asked them what they wanted to do. I should have seen it coming. They wanted to do The Parent Trap, with them as the girls and me as Meredith. I found it harmless and agreed. My husband found it funny and said he'd even dress as Nick then. I got a call from their mother today telling me she'd heard of the costume and she didn't approve, that she felt it wasn't appropriate. I at first was touched and assumed she worried about their stepmother being portrayed as a wicked gold digger and told her it was fine, it was just an inside joke that had occurred that sparked this. That wasn't the issue. She didn't think it was appropriate for me to do a group costume with her daughters at all and that it was clearly lazy and I was forcing it, as why else would her daughters want to do a costume from an old movie? I got rather upset here but tried to stay calm on the phone and I told her she might not approve but it was harmless and I'd been in the girl's life for 7 years at this point. My husband, who was in the room during the call, could see I was getting upset, so took the phone off of me and began to get into it with his ex-wife, telling her that she could have all the issues she wanted but it was an entirely proper costume for their age and it had been the girls who suggested it, reminding her it was up to him what they dressed as this year and he'd approved of it. I got him to calm down as he was getting upset and the call ended rather tersely. I just feel awful about this whole thing and I wonder if I should just bow out of matching the girls in costume if it will prevent further problems. I just know this will be a bigger thing down the line. Update. Well, Halloween is officially over and I thought I'd give an update before I forgot. Firstly, I've seen a lot of people wondering if I was the reason my husband and his ex split up, and I'd like to clear the air right now. No, they split up when the girls were 2. I came into the picture a year later. Things came to a bit of a head on one of the girls' visits before Halloween. I pulled their mother aside to talk about Halloween. I told her that I understood she might have mixed feelings about this but the girls wanted it and I didn't want to let them down. Besides, it was their father's holiday and he was in charge of the costume as per their agreement for whoever had them on Halloween. I asked her if there was anything I could do to make this more tolerable for her, as this wasn't doing the girls any favors. She ended up telling me that no, there was nothing I could do as she didn't approve of it at all, as it wasn't appropriate for me to do a group costume with them as I'm only their stepmother, even if I've been in their life for 7 years at this point. She then suggested I only wanted to do this in the first place because I'm using her daughters as a filler, as I've been unable to have my own children. This got to me. I've had 3 miscarriages over my marriage, one of which the girls know and by extension their mother, as we thought I was past the danger point when we told them. I told her she was being ridiculous and I wasn't going to talk about this with her anymore. After the girls left I broke down crying a little, as having my miscarriages thrown in my face like that hurt, and the implication that I only wanted to be close to the girls because I couldn't have my own children was so wrong. When my husband found out what she'd said to me, ended up calling his ex asking her where she got off being so cruel. He also made it clear she is not to call me anymore and all contact is to go through him. We got the costumes ready and we were prepared for Halloween. She dropped the girls off and informed us that one of the girls had a cold and she didn't want them out in the cold as it'd make it worse, and seemed kind of pleased like this would put an end to our plans. When she left they tried to insist they were okay to go out even though they were sick, but we weren't about to risk making them more ill, so my husband and I came up with another plan. We all got dressed in our costumes, of course. We ordered pizza and watched movies. All 4 of us greeted any trick-or-treaters so our costumes could be seen, and we also filled a tub with water and had a bobbing for apples competition. It wasn't the night we had planned originally, but all in all it was an enjoyable one despite the little hitch. That's raising kids though. Thank you everyone for all your feedback. I hope you all had a wonderful Halloween.